lucky we've got an hour, and a swimmer presents with pain. And where do you start? How do you manage them quickly? How do you make something out of that first session, but know the right direction to walk in? And that's what actually got me onto this, doing some screening with some big swim squads. And I'm going to share the screening tool with you. It's concise. You'll fit it in with treatment. And I hope it's very practical, because I give you all the rehab exercises that I do, and we're going to discuss just briefly the manual therapy techniques and a few additional things. Everything I say, spend probably the first part looking at the demands of the sport, particularly the swim biomechanics of the different strokes. There's a lot of detail in this, and so much of it is going to end up in your lecture notes. Come back, read it, pore over it. I try to make the link with the muscle activation, the biomechanics, the things that the physio. Then I'm going to introduce the screening program. We'll probably only get to that later on, but if we start it before the break, great. And then there are 6 biomechanical things that I look at that are so simple, that just cover as a basic looking at the whole issues. So what I don't want to see is lumbar extension, anterior pelvic tilt, or slumping into it. And then this is going to be interesting. I'm actually just going to stand in front of my desk and show you this one, if I can get enough room. And then we're looking, as I mentioned, that trunk. You'll often see the trunk tilt sideways, or they'll often stack the hip if they're not comfortable on there. And as they move, they'll tilt side to side. Now, if they're doing this fishtail on land, they're probably doing it in the water, and that's definitely, we don't want that. And I like to look what's happening here in terms of the lordosis and the pelvic tilt. Can they maintain